What's up, YouTube? This is Isaac coming at you today with something a little different. Are you a harmonica player that's looking for a sound that's not blues, that's not jazz, that's not folk, it's not country, that's not even really rock and roll, but something a bit more contemporary, something that you might hear in a song on the radio, and you wouldn't even really question whether or not it fit. It would just sound current, sound now. Well, there's not that many examples of that kind of sound in the harmonica world, but you cannot do much better than Steven de Bruyn of the Rhythm Junks. Now, they're a band from Belgium, and I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but as the silly American, I'm going to say de Bruyn, okay? Pause the video right now and go buy, they have 2 albums, alright? You go to Amazon or Google Play or iTunes or whatever you do, go buy them. There's one from 2007 called Pop Off, and one from 2013 called Beaten Borders. Do yourself a favor and go buy those albums. I'll wait. And come back here. Okay, so now you have the albums. Hopefully you maybe had a chance to listen to them. But when you listen to them, you will notice that they are a veritable treasure chest of a very contemporary harmonica sound. What I'm going to do today in this video is teach you how to play one riff from one of their songs. It's the opening track off 2007's Pop Off. It's called Join the Bus. So let's listen to the opening riff, and then I'll break it down for you and I'll show you exactly how to play it. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn the volume up just a little bit and we'll play just the first part of it. Okay. Okay, so that's the part I'm going to show you how to play. Okay, in fact, that's pretty much the main riff that defines the song. There's a solo partway through the song. I'm not going to tell you anything about that. That's on you. But that particular riff, I think, is brilliant. It's infectious, and when you first hear it, you're kind of thinking, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Is that diatonic harmonica, or is that it's not a chromatic, but it sounds different? Is that some weird tuning? Is it in a different position?" Well, here's the first revelation, right? That is played on a key of C diatonic harmonica. Here I have a progressive special 20, and I think that's fitting because Steven de Bruyn is the new poster child of Hohner's progressive harmonica line, because he's a progressive contemporary player. So I'm going to teach you how to play this. So get yourself a C harmonica. It doesn't have to be a special 20. It could be any C diatonic harmonica. And the second revelation is that this is not an alternate tuning. This is not an alternate position. This is standard second position. Okay, that's 2 draw as the home note. So playing in G on a C harmonica. Okay, so that's kind of blew my mind when I figured that out, because I was almost sure it was in 12th position or 5th or something weird like that. And that's where I tend to go when I want to sound contemporary. I think I need new tuning, new position, just to get a different feel. Well, he's drawing a different feel from a position that's really used a lot in blues playing. And I think that's genius, okay? So let's listen to the riff one last time, and then I will break it down, I swear. Okay, so there's basically 4 parts, 4 little phrases, and they come together for that whole riff, okay? And I'll go one at a time. So the very first one, actually, you know what? Let me play it for all the way through so you can hear my version of it. And I'll preface that by saying, this is how I figured it out. He may be doing something slightly different, but I think it's pretty much correct. Okay, so that's the whole phrase. Let's break that down bit by bit. The first one, believe it or not, is literally just the 2 draw and the 4 draw, okay? Just 2 notes, and you have to be good at jumping cleanly between them. You don't want any of that 3 draw sneaking in as you jump between them, and you want to hit the 4 cleanly. You don't want to hear any 5 draw. And when you're playing, you also have to have that technique known as tonguing, the da da, when you're playing. So all of those notes are tongue. So it's da 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 da, and so that's, so 2 draw, jump to the 4 draw, both tongued, back to the 2 draw, and then hit the 4 draw with the da 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 da, right? Da 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 da. So you have to make sure you're hitting it with the tongue note and you're hitting it cleanly. And I'm doing this all lip pursed, but I suppose you could do it tongue blocked, although it would be probably harder to do that. So hit them cleanly like that. Then the second part is a similar groove and a similar kind of style, but now you're hitting the 2 blow and the 3 draw. And so I don't tongue the 2 blow because blow notes to me sound percussive on their own. But you're doing the same thing. Hoo da da. And then, so that's the second part. So it goes together like. And then the third part is. So you're mirroring that second phrase, but going back to the 2 draw and the 4 draw. So it comes together like this. And you can kind of hear how the 3 phrases at this point are sort of asking a question that needs resolution, and that's where that last riff comes in. And that last riff is probably the trickiest one, perhaps. I'll play it real quick and then I'll break it down. So you start off with the 2 and 3 draw. This is the only double stop in the whole riff. Everything else is clean single notes. So you go, and you kind of suck it so that it's percussive, right? Something like that. And you go straight to the 3 blow, okay? This is interesting. He's using the 3 blow here instead of the 2 draw. It's the same, it's an enharmonic note. It's the same note, but because of the breath pattern, it makes more sense to me that he's using the 3 blow. He may not be, but this is how I think it flows. So you have to do it like that, little percussive thing. And then you just draw on that 3, so 3 draw, and then you go to the 4 and you say da da again. So. And then you blow on the 4. And you come back to the 3 draw, which you should tongue a little bit to get it percussive. And then you go to the 2 draw and you say da da again. So. Alright, so that's sort of covering the gamut there. It's like an up and down kind of riff, and it resolves back to the 2, which is a feeling of closure, right? So you get the whole phrase asking a couple of sort of a minor question and then a larger question, and then you feel like, oh, the answer, okay? So all together, again, it sounds like. So you see what I did on that last little through? You have to be careful when you're doing that second 2 to 4 draw riff that you only say 1 dada, because if you say the second dada, then you mess up the whole flow, okay? But the point is that that's a cool, actually, it's not terribly difficult riff. The most difficult thing about it, I think, was just changing my mindset that this couldn't be second position playing, but it is. And it sounds contemporary, it sounds modern. And if you listen to the rest of their albums, the 2 albums, the rest of the songs on the albums, you'll hear a mix of diatonic and chromatic playing. But the riffs are cool, and they're just like, they just sound now, you know? It's just a kind of a revelation to me. When I first heard them, I was like, wow, you know, I've been playing harmonica about 10 years now, and I like blues well enough. I like modern music, you know, and I just didn't have a good example for what I thought the harmonica could do in that context. And with the rhythm junks, I definitely have one example now, and I think there's a couple others out there, and I think maybe this is the start of a sort of new trend with our little instrument. So with that, I'm going to leave you. Maybe I'll make this into a little series and try and show some sort of modern or contemporary sounding riffs, either from other artists or stuff that I've made out, and just sort of break them down for you over time. If this video has helped you, if you liked it, please click like. You know, it's not a big deal, but YouTube metrics are kind of nice things. They let me know that these videos are worthwhile and that I should keep doing them. So until then, catch you on the flip side.